本日は国特有の安全文化フォーラムにご参加いただき、誠にありがとうございます。これより国特有の安全文化フォーラムを開始いたします。この2日間にわたって司会を務めさせていただく経済協力開発機構原子力機関の加藤と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。まず本フォーラムに先立ちまして、ご来場の皆様にお願いがございます。携帯電話は電源をお切りいただくか、マナーモードに設定をお願いいたします。また、録音・録画並びに携帯電話などによる写真撮影は、固くお断りさせていただきますので、ご理解、ご協力のほど何卒よろしくお願いいたします。なお、万が一、フォーラム期間中に地震などの災害が発生した場合、係員の誘導により対応いただくことになりますので、よろしくお願いいたします。最後に、本フォーラムでは、ブレイクアウトセッションを除き、同時通訳が入りますので、あらかじめ前方に掲示されている言語に設定いただき、ご準備をお願いいたします。その関係で、この会場でご発言いただく際は、通訳の方がご対応いただきやすいよう、マイクをご利用いただくとともに、気持ちゆっくりめでご発話くださいますよう、ご協力をお願いいたします。それではまずはじめに、主催者である経済協力開発機構原子力機関のを代表して、マグウッド事務局長より開会の挨拶を申し上げます。それではマグウッド事務局長、お願いいたします。
皆さん、こんにちは。Well, this has been a very, very long time in coming. We had considered having a country-specific safety culture forum in Japan for many years, and it has taken a long time before the time was right that we were able to put this together. So we're very pleased to have all of you here representing all the Japanese nuclear utilities and other operators, the Nuclear Regulatory Authority, and many other participants, including international participants from UK, US, China, and Korea. This is the fourth of the country-specific safety culture forums that we've held, following Sweden, Finland, and Canada. This is also the largest that we have done, with the greatest participation across a broad range of organizations. The idea for a country-specific safety culture forum grew directly from lessons learned from the Fukushima Daiichi accident, when as we analyzed the accident and other input over the course of years, we realized that safety culture was absolutely essential. Now, certainly we knew that safety culture was important, but I think for many of us in the nuclear sector, we saw safety culture as secondary to technical excellence. But as knowledge has grown, at the NEA, we've concluded that human aspects of nuclear safety are at least as important as the technical aspects of safety. And therefore, the effort to refine safety culture and to enhance it whenever possible is a great mission for all of us to take. At the NEA, among the work that we have done as we've explored the issue of safety culture, we've also concluded that there are local cultural aspects of safety culture that are very important. And as our knowledge about this has grown, it's been very interesting to see, particularly after we've completed the work in Sweden, Finland, and Canada, that all countries have aspects of their local culture that are most positive to safety culture and present special challenges for safety culture. The important mission for all organizations is to recognize these effects and maximize the positive aspects and deal with any negative aspects through training and discussion. And that is the purpose of today. Now, the 2 days will be very intensive, but I also hope that for many of you, it will be an enjoyable experience. A learning experience that you will take with you back to your home organizations. And it is certainly our hope that when the final report comes out, which will be middle of this year, that you will be able to take what you have learned at this workshop, along with the report, and continue the discussion in your home organizations. That is the most important aspect of this forum. Because if we only reach the 60 to 70 people who are here today, then that's not sufficient. The mission is to really impact all of your organizations. And so you, all of you, are ambassadors to take what you learn back and to spread the wisdom that you gain to your colleagues back in your home companies. Now, many people have contributed to this. I want to start by thanking our colleagues at WANO, who are our partners in conducting the safety culture exercise. Mr. Chigusa, who I think many of you know very well, is going to speak in a moment. So I certainly thank him and his colleagues for all the work that's gone into this. The NEA team has worked very hard. Aeneas, who you will see running around over the course of the next few days, has worked extraordinarily hard, and I think many of you have already seen her in the interviews. And she's been supported very, very effectively by Minori, who you've already met, and Ursula, who is over here. So the team has worked very hard on this, and there's other NEA people here as well who have also worked on this, but those people have worked extraordinarily hard. And finally, I want to thank the NRA. The NRA has been an important partner for the NEA all the time that I've been Director General. And Chairman Yamanaka has joined us today, and I'm extraordinarily pleased to see him joining us for the beginning of this session. It's a very, very important signal that both the regulator and all the nuclear utilities take this issue very seriously. And I also need to thank the Federation of Electric Power Companies of Japan, who work with us very closely to coordinate with all the nuclear utilities to bring this effort about. So as I said, many people contributed to this, but now the hard work is all for you, the participants. And your mission today is to participate, to comment, to raise your issues, to ask questions, to be active. This is not a lecture. This is a community exercise that all of you must participate in if it's to be successful. So I will be here for the entire workshop, as will Mr. Chigusa. That shows you how important we see this effort. And also, among you will be both regulatory staff and utility staff who will be mixed in together, which is very unusual in Japan. But I think it's necessary to get the conversations that we're seeking. So, as you can tell from the board, everyone here is here as an individual, not representing a company. So if we see anybody exchanging business cards, we're going to attack you. Because you're all here as professionals who care about nuclear operations, that care about nuclear safety, and want to learn and have this unique experience. So my thanks to all of you for being here. I hope you find this to be a fantastic educational experience and one that will help you do your jobs better and assure a very high level of safety in Japan for many, many years to come. Thank you very much.
マグウッド事務局長、ありがとうございました。続きまして、共催者である世界原子力発電事業者協会 WANO より、千草 CEO より開会のご挨拶を賜りたいと思います。千草 CEO、よろしくお願いいたします。
So thank you very much, Bill. That's a very good remark to us. Thank you very much indeed. And good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure to be here with you today for the country-specific safety cultures forum. And this is the fourth country-specific forum, as Margaret mentions, in which the WANO has also participated in. And I am particularly pleased to be here with you, the first to be conducted in Asia, my home countries of Japan. And although I am a Japanese citizen, but I will be a bit independent of my citizenship in my role as CEO of WANO, the International Organization of Nuclear Operators with worldwide membership. The WANO was created in 1989, 3 years after the Chernobyl accident occurred. And currently, commercial nuclear power units of 460 is a great number. And additionally, 60 newly constructing plant. More than 500 units are our WANO's membership. And WANO's mission is to maximize the nuclear safety and reliabilities of nuclear power plants. The key part of this mission is the focus on the nuclear safety culture, which WANO defined as a core values and behaviors, resulting from collective commitment by leaders and individuals to emphasize the safety of competing goals, to ensure the protections of the people and environment. The 10 years ago, WANO published one very important principle document we called Traits of Healthy Nuclear Safety Culture. I believe that many of you already familiar with this document. I'd ask you who already read or not, but this is very important. 10 years ago, we launched. And this document defines the essential trait and attribute to the nuclear safety culture. And this describes what it looks like to work at the nuclear power facilities. And we encourage the managers to use this document for in-depth comparisons between this principle and their own day-to-day policies. This is readily available for you, and this document already translated into the many countries' language, including the Japanese language. So please visit to the website. I mean, WANO public website is available for you to capture this document. Please visit us. And this is a very good guideline for the analyzing and also the improving the nuclear safety culture. Although this document promotes a lot of consistency in approaching to the nuclear safety culture, but we already realize that the nuclear facility are operated by the people, individuals, who are heavily influenced by the cultures of the country in which nuclear facility is located. So gaining the better understanding about the country culture, which will influence the nuclear safety culture at your own facilities. This is the main theme of this country-specific safety cultures forum. This is very important. And looking at the last 3 cases of country-specific conducted in Sweden, Finland, and Canada, I recognize many unique culture which has been influenced and also that will influence their own nuclear safety cultures at their own stations. I thought first that the Japanese is a very unique culture. However, looking at these 3 cases, lot of unique cultures I recognize. So that's please looking forward to find out your own cultures to affect the nuclear safety culture at your plant. I have heard some of them already started using these outcomes from a forum for their own improving the nuclear safety culture or discussions at the stations. Some of our members who participated in last forum in Canada, they already started bringing the context into their own guideline for them to conduct internal assessment for the nuclear safety culture. Or sometimes corporate nuclear safety advisors committee has used already these output. And discussion is very vitalized based upon this unique the output from forum. So it is a very important opportunity for us to do. And we will offer varieties of perspectives during these 2 days forum, including the input or the feedback from many interviews you already have. And from corporate people or the stations people, thank you very much. You're taking the time to join this interview. And that's a very exciting opportunity for us to have such a direct input from yourself also. Thank you very much indeed. And most important is the interactive discussion. That is very important one. And facilitators for you will not tell you what is right, what is wrong. The most important is yourself, immerse yourself into the conversations to find out what's the most important aspect related with the country culture. That is a very important one. With active participations, I can guarantee you will leave tomorrow with better understanding about what's the national culture which will be impacting your own nuclear safety culture. So I invite you to the discussions during the 2 days. So let's start the discussion. Thank you very much.
千草 CEO ありがとうございました。それでは続きまして規制側を代表して原子力規制委員会の山中委員長よりご挨拶いただきます。山中委員長、よろしくお願いいたします。
おはようございます。原子力規制委員会委員長の山中伸介でございます。本日は国特有安全文化についてのフォーラムがこのように盛大に開催されますことを心からお喜び申し上げます。また、この日を迎えるにあたって、主催者であります OECD や共催者であります WANO 東京事務局の皆様方のご尽力に敬意と感謝を申し上げますとともに、原子力規制委員会として本フォーラムへの参加の機会をいただけたことを合わせて感謝申し上げます。原子力規制委員会は2011年3月の東京電力福島第一原子力発電所の事故の教訓を踏まえ発足いたしました。福島第一原子力発電所事故に関する IAEA 事務局長の報告書は、事故当時にあった規則、指針および手順はいくつかの重要な分野、特に定期安全レビュー、ハザードの再評価、シビアアクシデントマネジメントおよび安全文化に関して国際的慣行に完全に従うものではなかったとして、事故の背景に安全文化の問題があったことを指摘しております。原子力規制委員会は、この指摘を謙虚に受け止め、発足当初から安全文化の育成と維持を重要かつ継続して取り組むべき課題と位置づけてまいりました。安全文化を語る上で忘れてはならないのは、アメリカ人の心理学者でございますエドガー・シャインが提唱した文化の3層モデルであります。行動や挨拶など目に見える形で現れる第一層目、組織内で共有されている目標や戦略などの第二層目、そして無意識かつ暗黙の前提として存在する第三層目、これらの異なる層があるとするこのモデルは、文化というものの奥深さ、捉えづらさを如実に表しております。そして、社員のモデルに基づき、安全文化を考えるとき、一つの重要な問いが生じます。意識することのない暗黙の前提が、文化の最も深い層を形成するならば、安全文化にも国や地域に特有の側面があるのではないかということでございます。私たちは今日、明日の2日間、この問いに正面から向き合うこととなります。日本の、あるいは日本人の文化的特性が原子力の安全文化にどのような影響を及ぼすのか、ポジティブな面もネガティブな面も掘り下げて、このフォーラムの目指すところであるからでございます。日本的なことを切り口として、安全文化そのものに対する理解を含める機会でもございます。今回のフォーラムには、事業者、自治体関係者、規制機関など、さまざまな立場の方が参加していると伺っております。異なる視点から意見を交換し、議論を重ねることを通じて、組織内はもとより、原子力界全体としての安全文化の育成、維持に向けて、新たな気づきが得られることを期待しております。そして、その気づきを、それぞれの所属機関に持ち帰っていただき、さらに議論の輪を広げていただきたいというふうに思っております。東京電力福島第一原子力発電所の事故を経験した日本において、原子力に携わる者は、重要な教訓事項である安全神話から 脱却することを決して忘れてはいけません。100% の安全はない。重大な事故は起こり得るとの徹底した認識のもと行動すること。安全上の弱点がないか、さらなる向上の余地はないか、慢心することなく、自ら常に問いかける姿勢を持ち続けることが重要であると考えています。こうした点でも、本フォーラムが皆様にとって実り大きいものとなることを願っております。最後に、準備に携わられた OECD ネ並びにWANO東京事務局の皆様へ、改めて感謝を述べさせていただき、私の挨拶とさせていただきます。ありがとうございました。
山中委員長、ありがとうございました。続きまして、事業者側を代表して、中部電力株式会社の伊原原子力本部長よりご挨拶いただきます。伊原原子力本部長、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さんおはようございます。今ご紹介いただきました中部電力の伊原でございます。私電気事業連合会の原子力開発対策委員長を今司っておりまして、原子力事業者を代表して、一言ご挨拶をさせていただきます。OECD ネアからですね、この Csscf 参加の打診があったのが昨年2022年の5月頃だったと思います。最初我々CNO のメンバーでの最初の印象はなんだこれはと、すみませんそういう印象でした。でですね、その原対委員会の中でいろいろ議論もし、一度はマグウッドさんと時差が8時間もあるのにテレビ会議でいろいろお話もさせていただきました。その結果としてですね、我々電気事業者といいますか原子力事業者負担する拠出金にも十分見合うそんな成果が期待できるだろうという結論に達してですね、全事業者旧原子力事業者旧9つの電気事業者ですね、それから日本原電、原子力開発、それから日本原燃、すべての原子力事業者で参加しようという結論になりました。この日本での Csscf が決まった後ですね、ネアにおかれましては今年の5月6月ですかね、各社の CEO、CNO、それから原子力施設のあるサイトの幹部担当者、それからさらには本店各所のですね幹部だけじゃなく担当者いろんな人にインタビューをされたと聞いてます。日本全国津々浦々といいますかね、非常に精力的に事前のインタビューをされたということです。で、私も森谷次長さんのインタビューを受けましてですね、質問がお上手なのでついつい喋りすぎてですね、あっという間にインタビュー時間終わっちゃって、なんかちょっと物足らなかったななんていう記憶もあるんですが、そういうことでですね非常なデータを集められたと。でその後そのインタビューに基づいてですね、その日本の原子力安全文化に影響を与えるものは何かといろんな側面での分析をされて今日に至ったというふうに承知しております。大変膨大な時間リソースをかけた準備をされた。それから今日はこのようにですね多くの方の参加を得て、盛況のうちにですね開催されるということに対してですね、まずもってネアの事務局の方、それから東京センターの関係者の方ほか等々ですね皆様の大変なご努力に感謝と敬意を表したいと思います。さて福島 第一の原子力発電所の事故、これを経験した我が国の原子力事業者はですね、同様の事故を二度と起こさない、そういう決意のもとで、事故の教訓を風化させることなく、自主的かつ継続的な安全性向上に取り組んでおります。将来にわたって安全神話に陥らず、安全性を高め続ける意識、これを浸透させ、組織一丸となって、安全性を追求するというためには、やはり安全文化が大切なものであるというふうに考えてございます。私は原子力の安全文化を維持といいますか、醸成させていくために3つですね、大事な要素があるというふうに思っています。一つはですね、風通しの良い風土。役職や地位にとらわれることなくですね、安全については自由に意見を出し合って議論して、さまざまな意見を踏まえた意思決定をすることができる、そういう職場環境、風土、こういったものを作っていかなきゃいけないということです。それから3つ目がですね、エクセレンスの追求といいますかね、事業者の人たちはこのエクセレンスってどんなものかっていうのは分かっていると思いますけど、その安全規制ですね、規制基準をクリアしているだけで、安全が確保されていると思っていてはダメなんですね。常にですね、エクセレンスを目指して、自分たちのパフォーマンスを認識し確認し、エクセレンスを目指してパフォーマンスを向上させるという強い意志を持って、常に研鑽していくということが大事だというふうに考えてございます。それから3つ目、これはですね、常に問いかけて学ぶ姿勢、これも非常に大事です。組織の中の一人一人各人がですね、新たな知見、幅広く学んでですね、自ら問いかける、それから自ら是正する、もしくは向上させると、先ほどのパフォーマンスにも通じますけど、そういう意識を持っている組織、これが非常に重要だというふうに私は考えています。ただ、この3つはですね、日本に限ったことではなく、万国共通の問題といいますかね、要素だというふうに思っています。さて、この今般のですね、Csscf ではですね、その先ほど来いろいろ出てます、話題になってますけど、日本文化の特有の観点といいますかね、特性が安全行動にどう影響しているのか、いろんなヒントが与えられるんじゃないかと思います。明日の夕方その経験を持って帰るようにというお話もございましたけども、私はですね、こういう活動が非常に大事、今後の我々の自主的継続的な安全性向上の活動に大いに役立つんじゃないかというふうに期待しております。今日から2日間のですね、ロールプレイ、それからブレイクアウトセッションと名前を聞いてもまだ私も想像つかないんですけど、中部電力から参加している人間も、お前の今日役割なんだって言ったら、全然畑の違うことらしいんですけど、よく分かりません。ただ私はですね、非常に楽しみにしてます。どんなロールプレイがあって、どんな議論があって、我々の気づかない、日本のなんて言いますかね、社会の中とか皆さんの心の中に潜んでいるなんか気づきといいますか、そういうものが出てくるといいなということで、大変楽しみにしてございます。最後にですね、改めてこのフォーラムの開催に当たられた関係者の皆さん、事務局の皆さんに感謝を申し上げてですね、私からのご挨拶と返させていただきます。ありがとうございました。
伊原原子力本部長、ありがとうございました。はい、それでは閉会に入らさせていただきます。まず閉会では4名の方からご挨拶を頂戴したいと思います。まずはじめに原子力規制委員会の伴委員、よろしくお願いいたします。
改めまして原子力規制委員会の伴でございます。 皆様2日間大変お疲れ様でした。今回のテーマはその国特有の安全文化で、安全文化っていうのは多分一言で言うと安全を重んじる組織文化。ただ私昨日も発言したように、この文化っていう言葉がどうもよろしくないんじゃないか。少なくとも私のイメージとして文化と言われると伝統芸能であったり芸術であったり、何かそういったものを連想してしまって、でおそらく皆さん技術系の方が多いと思いますけれども、そういう方々にとってなんでそんなものが我々に関係するんだ、でそれと安全が結びついている、非常に不思議な言葉であると、そんなイメージを持っておられるのではないかと思います。でちょっとその話の続きをしたいんですけれども、でもともとセーフティーカルチャーですよね。で結局このカルチャーっていう言葉を日本語に訳すと文化になるんですけど、多分それでは我々はその五感を捉えることができないんじゃないか、そんなふうに思っています。でカルチャーという言葉はカルティベイトから来てると言われます。でカルティベイトっていうことは育成するとか育てるとか、そういう意味が本来あるはずなんですね。でそこから私が連想するのは実はセルカルチャーなんです。セルカルチャーって細胞培養です。私もかつて大学にいた時に、細胞培養を手がけたことがありますけれども、生きてるその生き物の体から細胞を取ってそれを維持して増やそうとすると、いろいろ条件を整えてやる必要があります。必要な栄養の入った培地培養液を用意しなければいけません。温度とか湿度とか pH とかそういったものを全部整えなきゃいけない。じゃあ当の細胞はそういったものを受け取るだけかというと、実はそうではない。細胞同士がくっつくことで初めて生育できたり、細胞自身が分泌するものが実は自分自身の生育に必要であったり、すなわちその自分がいる環境も変えてるんですね。で多分そんな関係にあるんじゃないか。それが本当カルチャーなんじゃないか。我々は一人では生きていけないです。人間は一人では生きていけない。必ずどこかのコミュニティとかグループとか組織の一員として生きている。で人が集まったところには必ずカルチャーが生じますから、自分はそのカルチャーの一部を形成している。でもそのカルチャーの中で初めて生きることができる。多分そういう関係にあるんだろうと思います。別の言い方をすると、カルチャーっていうのはある人間が集まった集団の性格、キャラクターであるということも言えるんじゃないかと思います。で我々一人の人間で考えた時でも性格を変えるっていうのは難しいですよね。まして集団の性格を変えに行こうと思って変えられるもんではないです。すなわちカルチャーを自分の意のままに操るなんてことはできるはずがないんです。じゃあ何もできないか、そうではないですよね。我々の性格について語ったとしても、性格を変えることは難しいかもしれないけれども、自分の認知の癖を把握してそれを知ることで行動変容につなげることができるはずです。だから組織のあるいは自分の所属するコミュニティのカルチャーの一種の癖のようなものを、傾向を知ることで我々はそれを組織の行動変容につなげることができるかもしれない。で皆さんはこの2日間、国特有のセーフティーカルチャーという問題に向き合ってきました。でそこで何かの気づきを得ただろうと思います。でもしかするとその気づいたものっていうのは国特有の、日本という国のカルチャーではないかもしれません。この原子力業界特有なカルチャーであったかもしれません。あるいは昭和とか平成とかいう時代に特有なカルチャーであったかもしれません。ただいずれにしても何かの気づきを得たんだろうと思います。で次はその気づきを持って 自らが所属するグループであったり部門であったりあるいは会社全体であったりそこの行動変容につなげることができるかどうか、これは言うほど簡単なことではないだろうと思います。先ほど規制庁のメンバーで話した時も結局話は発散して何も決められませんでした。ですから何かこの悲壮な決意を持って臨まないでください。これを絶対持ち帰ってうちの組織を変えなければいけないのだみたいな、そういう悲壮な決意を持って臨んでも多分難しい。できるところから多分今回得たものをベースにもう一回自分の周りを見つめ直してみる。でそうすることでこの気づきをさらに深めることができるだろうと思います。そしてその先、じゃあ何か組織にフィードバックをかけることができるだろうか、どんなことができるだろうか、それを考えることを楽しんでいただければと思います。最後になりましたけれども、今回のフォーラムを企画運営してくださったネア、そしてWANOに感謝申し上げます。この2日間のフォーラムのために本当にたくさんの手間暇をかけて準備をしてくださいました。おかげで私たちみんな本当にこの楽しい経験をすることができました。でもどんなに準備が優れていても最終的にここにいる一人一人が参加をしなければこれは成り立たなかった。カルチャーとまでは言いませんけれども、皆さんが集まったことでそこに醸し出された場の空気っていうのは非常にポジティブなものでした。その意味で皆さんに感謝を申し上げて私のご挨拶を終わりたいと思います。どうもありがとうございました。
バン委員ありがとうございました。続きまして事業者を代表して関西電力株式会社の水田原子力事業本部長よりご挨拶を頂戴したいと思います。水田原子力事業本部長、よろしくお願いいたします。
皆さん、関西電力の水田と申します。関西電力の CNO をやっております。この度のですね、フォーラムに参加させていただいて本当に感謝しております。非常にいろんな気づきがありましたし、勉強になりました。先ほどのフォーラムでもですね、皆さんからいろんな刺激になったり、いろんな学びがあったということをおっしゃってましたけども、私も非常にそう感じております。で、特に私が気づいた点、いくつかちょっとお話しさせていただきたいと思います。我々電気事業者は、福島の第一の発電所の事故を受けてですね、安全文化を高める活動、本当に真摯に取り組んできております。私の会社はですね、約20年前になりますけども、人が亡くなるような大きな事故を起こしまして、その時にはですね、安全文化のほころびが見られるという指摘もされました。以来、安全文化の醸成活動、本当に真剣に取り組んできました。で、そのやり方というのはですね、我々自身の組織にある弱みとかですね、あとはその安全文化に影響のあるような、特質とかを分析してですね、それに対する対策を打ってくるという活動をずっとやってきてます。しかしながら、今回のフォーラムに参加しましてですね、そういう特質っていうのは、実は日本特有の文化に結構関連するところが多いんだということを気づきました。ということはですね、我々事業者間でいろんなエクセレンスを学ぶという活動をしておりますけれども、これは事業者だけじゃなくてですね、日本文化を共有しているいろんな団体、そういうところにですね、いろんなエクセレンスがあるんじゃないかなと、そういうところに目を広げてですね、エクセレンスを求めていくという活動もこれからもっと必要じゃないかなという気づきがありました。あともう一つはですね、今回のフォーラムで日本文化の特徴的な特質としてですね、権威を重んじたり、あと立場を重んじるということがある面では非常に効果を発揮して、なんか一つの大きな目標に短期間で向かっていくという時なんかは非常に良い面が出るんですけども、逆にそれがいろんな小さなリスクを拾い上げたりとかですね、 組織に潜む問題を拾い上げるときに、ネガティブなインパクトがあるということを、今回でも皆さんもともと知っていたと思いますし、そういうことが感じてられたと思いますけれども、それをですね、今回参加したいろんな組織の人たちが、みんなそれがやはりそういうネガティブなことに対してですね、気をつけなければいけないという共通の理解を皆さんしていらっしゃるということを、私たちが共有できたと、これは非常に大事なことかなというふうに思っています。例えばですね、私の組織の中でそういう問題に対してですね、いろんな対策を取ることは、比較的容易と言ったらあれですけども、いろんな対策は取ることができるんですが、例えば協力会社とかですね、異なる組織、そういう組織の人たちに対してですね、そういうところに対する対策をやっていくっていうのはなかなか難しいことで、いろいろな情報を共有していてもですね、全然違う組織、例えば協力会社みたいな違う組織の人たちにですね、それに対して文化的なところについて気をつけてやってくれと、そういうことは言いますけども、そこが全体的に変わるというのはなかなか難しいことなんですが、みんながですね、いろんな組織の関わる方が、皆さんがその問題点に認識をしているということはですね、将来そういうみんなが努力すればそういう問題を少なくしていくということにつながっていくという希望のような、そういうことを持てたということも今回のフォーラム参加してよかったなというふうに思います。本当に今回のフォーラムでそれぞれが学んだこと、気がついたこと、これをしっかりそれぞれの組織に持って帰ってですね、自分たちの組織の改善につなげていくということをやっていくということが、今回参加したみんなのやっていくべきことかなというふうに思いますので、私もその先頭に立ってですね、しっかり取り組んでいきたいというふうに思っております。本当にこういう有意義な会議をですね、開催していただきました OECD ネアの方々、そして WANO の方々、本当に準備から大変だったと思いますけれども、本当に心よくから感謝いたします。そして参加された皆様、私もグループ3でですね、ディスカッションとか参加させていただきましたけれども、皆さんとですね、いろいろそのコミュニケーション、意見を交わすことでですね、いろんな気づきとかも得られました。本当に心より感謝いたします。以上、お礼の言葉でとさせていただきます。どうもありがとうございます。
水田原子力事業本部長、ありがとうございました。続きまして、本フォーラムを共催者のWANOよりちぐさ CEO お願いいたします。
はい。I want to thank Commissioner Ban and Mr. Mizuta of the Kansai Electric Power Company for your very insightful comment for this forum. And also I would like to appreciate all the participants in the forum for your very dedicated discussions, very active discussion. I was very impressed your active engagement. As I said to you, just beginning yesterday's remark, with active engagement, I can guarantee you will leave this evening with better understanding about what's the cultures to affect the nuclear safety culture. I hope you already achieved this level. When I joined the nuclear industry 40 years ago, the concept of a nuclear safety culture was not defined. Although everybody was dedicated to the nuclear safety, but approach to the nuclear safety was the different one. It was the Chernobyl accident in 1986 that showed the influence of the management and also the human interaction to the nuclear safety. That's at the timing start considering about the nuclear safety. And over the years since then, many organizations try to investigate what we should be considering these factors. And already many organizations completed the definitions of this nuclear safety culture is. In 2018, we are very pleased to work together with OECD, NEA for this country-specific safety cultures forum, which discuss about what the factors influence this nuclear safety culture is. The answer was that maybe each country has their own specific influence of the country culture. That was the beginning. And the experience on these nuclear country-specific safety cultures in Sweden, Finland, and Canada reinforce our belief that these special considerations about the country-specific influence of the culture, that is vital and also the very valuable for the improvement of nuclear safety. And my observations, these 2 days of this forum, again confirm my belief that this is absolutely critical, vital to the nuclear safety cultures for your organizations. And we identify this nuclear safety culture. As Commissioner Ban said, that's rather difficult to be understood what is a culture. And we, as I mentioned, already launched our principal documents for the nuclear safety culture already 10 years ago. And this provides you a lot of concept. But this concept has been accepted by each countries themselves. But since the 2018, we started the discussions about some, specific considerations about influence of a country-specific culture. This is the, some consensus is the, that's concept of the nuclear safety culture. And if we look at this safety culture through the glass of country-specific culture influence, in this case, I think that this consideration will increase the margin of the nuclear safety for your own organization. This is a kind of, some concept to consider these two layers of a nuclear safety culture and country-specific culture influence. I think that this is a very important point we would like to emphasize during these 2 days. As we conclude this in the forum, I want to share my commitment to put the lessons learned we gain during these 2 days into the practical applications. WANO is an international organization for the nuclear operators, and we are approaching to the 35th years of services to the nuclear industry. And there are a lot of missions we have by inviting the many people to the one team to visit our member companies to have a look about the performance, including the nuclear safety culture. And I think that this is a very important activity, but if they have a special consideration, I mean, the special lens of country-specific culture influence lens, this is a very effective way for them to look at nuclear safety culture at our member stations. So I would like to put these the learns we gained from these 2 days into WANO's training and qualifications program for the people who visit or has interactions with our member companies. I think this is a very important one. So we do not stop. Just this is the meeting. We have to take a next step forward. For that reasons, I have a strong commitment with you to do as my own commitment. And I would also encourage all the people. Today, many people take away and do something for the organizations, but strongly encourage you to do. And if something necessary to discuss with us, the WANO, I am always ready to visit you. So please visit us. The WANO is open the door always. Please visit us. And in concluding, thank you very much, Bill Magut-san. Your tremendous efforts to arrange this forum. And also the OECD, NA's people, so many people, for this excellent arrangement. And WANO's Tokyo Center's people appreciate your support to this forum. And everybody participated, great effort, and tremendous passions to join this forum. Thank you very much indeed. And in particular, I've heard that today is on the 14th, the people from NRA. I think that this is a very great opportunity to discuss very freely utilities and regulatory bodies and also the local the authorities people. This is a great opportunity. And again, thank you very much for this opportunity created by the OECD NEA. I look forward, on behalf of the WANO, I look forward to working with OECD and NEA for the futures this country-specific safety cultures forum. So great appreciate your support. Thank you very much indeed.
ちぐさ CEO ありがとうございました。最後に NEA のマグウッド事務局長よりご挨拶申し上げます。マグウッド事務局長、よろしくお願いいたします。
So after I finish speaking, you can all leave and go have that drink. So I won't keep you very long. So I was thinking about Japanese culture. And when I think about Japanese culture, I don't think about nuclear power plants. The first thing that comes to mind to me is an incident that took place quite some time ago, years ago. And I was in Tokyo Station waiting for a train. And I was quite early, so I was standing around. And I was looking up at the signs for the trains. And I was standing there for quite some time because I was trying to translate for myself which trains were which. And I had been learning some Japanese, and I was able to identify, the hiragana characters, and I was picking out, oh yeah, that's the Hitachi. I can read that. And while I was standing there looking at the sign, a lady came walking up to me, and she spoke to me in Japanese, and I didn't understand her and what she was saying. And she seemed to have a very concerned expression. And it became clear that we were not going to be able to communicate whatever it is she was trying to tell me. So she pulled out her cell phone and was typing on the cell phone. And she had typed into Google Translate. And she showed me the phone, and it said, "Are you lost? Can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, no, I'm okay, really, promise." And she said, "Oh, okay." And then she left. And that always, and I don't know that there's another country on the planet where someone would have done that. Now, certainly there's places where people would have come up and said, "Can I help you?" or "Is everything all right?" But to actually go through the trouble to go through Google Translate to put that message up, I thought was pretty remarkable. And I think this is a lot about people in Japan and the way they look at the world. And when I think about Japanese culture, I think about that lady, and I think about professionalism, attention to detail, appreciation of beauty, many other characteristics. Obviously, in the context of nuclear safety, other issues come to mind, considerations of hierarchy, potential for group thinking, which is not unique to Japan in any way. But all these things are what we say the challenges to safety culture are things that are quite manageable. They require some thought, they require conversation, and that's why we created this format to help you think about these things and to really reflect on these cultural aspects, as Commissioner Bond pointed out, which are so subconscious and so much part of everyday life that you don't even really think about it. That's why it's so important to take this step back, to have these conversations and reflect on this subject. And as we've gone through these exercises now in 4 countries, we found that there are other countries that have issues that need to be addressed through training, through conversation, and that safety around the world can be enhanced through exercises like this. So we will continue to do this. Switzerland is scheduled to be the next country. We've already started the process to put that together. A country which has different issues than Japan, a more complicated situation because it's not just people who are Swiss who work at nuclear power facilities. They have a lot of people from other countries, particularly Germany. And now you have this mix of cultures, and that creates other issues. So we will be analyzing that as we go forward. Over the years since the accident, the Fukushima Daiichi, and my first visit to the plant after the accident was only a few months afterwards. And as we were, putting on the protective gear and visiting with the people who were working hard on the site, people were always very quick to apologize very deeply for the trauma and the trouble that's been created from the accident. And even on this trip, people have made that apology to us. And I often think and say and have said that, that yes, a Japanese utility was the one that suffered through the accident. And yes, there were probably cultural aspects that had an impact in first establishing the conditions for the accident and then in how the response took place. But the cold, harsh reality is that Japanese utilities were operating under the same understandings, the same rules, the same appreciation of external threats that every nuclear utility in the world was operating under. We weren't that different. It could have happened to almost any other country. So while there is the need to learn lessons, to become better, it really is something that the whole world had to do. And when I go to Fukushima Prefecture, I don't hesitate to tell people there that on behalf of the nuclear sector, I apologize to you because we're all equally culpable. We all had the same approaches. And people around the world owe them, the people of Fukushima Prefecture, an apology and our support going forward as the cleanup of the Fukushima Daiichi site continues and the restoration of Fukushima Prefecture continues over the course of years. And I personally am committed to that. Within the context of all this, I want to tell all of you, so many of the operators who are here, that I think you should still be proud of who you are and what you do. because over the years, you have done a very good job in operating these facilities. And you were an example to the world for many, many decades. And I think that those times can come again. And this time, in the new era that comes, the infrastructure for safety will be even stronger. And I think what we heard in today's session verifies to me that lessons have been learned. Utilities in Japan have changed. They have been listening. They have been learning. They have absorbed the lessons of Fukushima. And they will be stronger going forward. So I come away from this session actually more optimistic about the future than I was before. Because there are many, many people who would tell me that the utilities in Japan, well, they really haven't learned anything. They're the same utilities as before the accident. They're wrong. It's not true. You proved that today. And we continue at the NEA to work with you, to support you, to go forward into the future. And perhaps we'll have a conversation later about this. Perhaps we should even consider doing a review of what was said and done over the last couple of days in some time in the future to try to see what you've done in taking these lessons back to your home organizations and what you think after the report comes out. So we'll continue the conversation with that to see if that's something that would be useful to do. So many people have worked so hard to do this, as I said yesterday. But since this is the last opportunity to thank them, I really want to do that. And I want to start with Chigusa-san and Mr. Kim, and I'm going to ask them to stand up, just really fast. You and your team made this possible. We greatly appreciate it, and we look forward to continuing to work with you in these areas. So my thanks to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And really, thanks to the entire WANO team who did so much on the ground to make this possible, including selecting this particular facility. Excellent job. You provided even the IT support. So thank you so much for your efforts. I want to also give special recognition to FEPC, who was the essential partner in helping us do this. Without FEPC, this obviously wouldn't have happened at all. There was a great deal of conversation with them about this, and they coordinated with the electric utilities to create the ability to do this. So FEPC, thank you very much. Thank you. Among the participants, we had the local government representatives. And I wasn't sure that any of them would come, but we ended up with 3 of them. And I think that their presence added a great deal to this. So my special thanks to the local government participants for joining us today. Thank you very much. Of course, the greatest pleasure for me was when NRA agreed to play a big role in this. Commissioner Bond, who has been with us for the whole time, I think was an advocate for NRA's participation. So first, thanks to Commissioner Bond in particular. But really to Chairman Yamanaka and all the participants from NRA, the conversation with you made this much more valuable than it would have been otherwise. I think that everyone appreciates that you made the effort to be here, to participate, and to give open comments. And so thank you for that. It's been a real pleasure having you with us. So NRA overall, thank you very much. Thank you. Now, of course, I have to thank the NEA team. The NEA team, has been working on this tirelessly for quite some time. They have done an amazing job. Of all the workshops that we have done, I don't think any of them have had the level of effort and care, attention to detail that has been provided to this one. So let me call out some specific people, so stand up for just a moment. Minori was our MC. You know Minori, so Minori did a fantastic job. Thank you. Aeneas, please stand. She's been working the substance of this. Thank you. And will be the principal author of the report, so get to work. Ursula, where's Ursula? Ursula, thank you very much, and was responsible for a lot of the logistics here. And I want to give special thanks to our interns, because with the NEA, when you come to the NEA as an intern, it isn't like being an intern in a lot of other places. We put people to work. And our interns were working here, so definitely Rico and Ayani, where are you two? Thank you very much. And for Ayani, this is her last real event with us, because her internship has ended and she's going to be going back to school here in Japan. So we're leaving her behind, so you get to keep her. But she's done a great job with us, and it's been a real pleasure having you. Thank you. Greg, of course, is the head of division that oversaw all this. Greg, thank you for your efforts. John was drafted into this more or less at the last minute, but has added a great deal. Yuji, I should have thanked Yuji earlier, but he was out of my line of sight. But Yuji, thank you very much for what you've done. And very, very special thanks to Nobuhiro Moroya. Moroya dove into this and FEPC knows what he did. He got their money. It worked tirelessly to make sure this happened. Talked to everybody, did the negotiations, was spending a lot of time in Japan to pull this together. So special thanks. Thank you very much for making this possible. Now, the very last group I wanted to thank, I'm going to call out, and I want them to come on stage, which means when I do this, I have to be the last English speaker, because the interpreters, I want you all to stop interpreting, come down here and be recognized, because you did an outstanding job. So come on down before everybody leaves. All right. And while they're hurrying down, hurry. While they're hurrying down, I'll give the microphone back to Minori. And again, let me conclude by thanking all the participants. So thank you very much for being here and being part of this. Thank you. You're in charge.
皆様お忙しいところ2日間という長時間にわたりご参加いただき誠にありがとうございました。